Have you ever wondered why so many older adults feel tired, stiff, or foggy, even when they think they're doing everything right? Here's a shocking truth. Some of the habits we believe were healthy for decades may actually be quietly aging your body from the inside out. Every sip of that light morning coffee, every skipped breakfast, every hour spent sitting still, it all adds up. And over time, these small choices can slowly weaken your heart, your muscles, and even your memory. But here's the good news. Today I'm going to show you the 7 simple things people who live past 100 do every single morning, small realistic habits that can help you stay strong, clear-minded, and independent for years to come. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're watching from and what time is it right now. Leave a comment below. I read every single one. And if you enjoy this kind of health insight, hit subscribe, or if you don't, go ahead and tap like. Either way, let's get started. Most people believe that living a long life is all about good genes, that some folks just win the lottery of longevity. But the truth is far more encouraging. Research now shows that only about 25% of how long we live comes from our genetics. The other 75% is shaped by something much more powerful, the small daily choices we make often without thinking about them. What you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and even what you think about when you wake up, all quietly decide how long and how well you live. Scientists studying the world's longest living people in places called blue zones have found something remarkable. In Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Loma Linda, California, and Ikaria, Greece, men and women often live past 100 with strength, clarity, and calm. They don't chase diets, count steps, or spend hours in gyms. Instead, they live life in motion, tending their gardens, walking to visit neighbors, cooking with friends. Their meals are simple and balanced, filled with real food grown close to home. And perhaps most importantly, they stay connected to family, to purpose, and to community. That purpose, or ikigai as the Japanese call it, seems to be the quiet fuel behind their resilience. They wake up with a reason to cook for their grandchildren, to care for a friend, to water the plants they've loved for decades. It's not grand or complicated, but it keeps their hearts beating in rhythm with something meaningful. Now contrast that with what aging often looks like here in the US. For many Americans, retirement brings silence instead of connection. Meals come from boxes or drive-through windows. Movement becomes something you plan instead of something that just happens naturally. And with each passing year, it's easy to feel more dependent on medications and less in control of your own body. It's not anyone's fault, it's the way modern life has trained us to live. But the result is a quiet drift toward fatigue, isolation, and decline that doesn't have to happen. Because here's the good news. You don't need to move to Japan or Greece to reclaim your health. You don't need perfect genes or expensive supplements. What truly matters is how you begin your day, the small morning rituals that tell your body I'm still here and I'm still in charge. Each of the habits we're about to explore is rooted in both science and simplicity. They don't require money, youth, or perfect motivation, only a few mindful minutes each morning. Think of them as gentle anchors that keep you steady against the pull of aging. So take a breath, look toward the light coming through your window, and remember, longevity isn't about luck. It's about how you live today and how you'll start tomorrow morning. Habit 1, drink water before anything else. Most of us reach for coffee the moment we open our eyes. It's automatic, the smell, the warmth, the comfort of that first sip. But here's something most people never realize. While you were sleeping for 7 or 8 hours, your body was quietly losing water with every breath. By the time morning arrives, you're not just tired, you're mildly dehydrated. Your blood is thicker, your heart has to work harder to pump it, and your brain cells are running on low fuel. Centenarians, those who live well past 100, do something very different. Before their feet even touch the floor, they drink water. Plain room temperature water. It's a small ritual that tells the body, wake up gently, not with shock. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic explain that overnight dehydration can slow kidney function, raise blood pressure, and even cause morning dizziness or brain fog problems that are often mistaken for just getting old. Johns Hopkins researchers have found that starting the day with 16 ounces of water helps rehydrate the bloodstream, improves alertness, and supports better balance throughout the morning. There's a woman named Vivian, 102 years old, living in Loma Linda, California, one of America's own blue zones. Every night before she sleeps, she places 2 glasses of water on her nightstand. When the sun rises, she drinks both slowly before she even sits up fully. She's been doing it for over 60 years. When asked why, she smiled and said, "It keeps me alive before the day tries to take it out of me." Her morning water isn't a health trend, it's a quiet act of self-respect. So how can you do it too? Keep a glass or a bottle of water next to your bed tonight. When you wake up tomorrow, drink 16 ounces within the first 5 minutes, before coffee, before medication, before breakfast. Room temperature is best because your body doesn't have to waste energy warming it. If plain water feels dull, squeeze in a bit of lemon or add a slice of cucumber. Think of it as oiling the engine before starting the car. The science is simple, but the impact is profound. Water thins the blood, supports kidney filtration, and helps your heart move oxygen smoothly through your body. It can even make it easier to stand up without that lightheaded feeling many older adults experience. The energy you've been missing in the mornings might not come from caffeine, it might come from hydration. There's a phrase worth remembering: hydration before stimulation. Give your body what it truly asks for first, not what habit demands. You might still enjoy your coffee afterward, but start with water, because your body doesn't ask for caffeine first, it asks for water. Habit 2, move your body gently within 15 minutes. For many Americans, mornings often begin in stillness. We sit on the edge of the bed, reach for our glasses, maybe check the phone, and then move straight to the kitchen chair. After that, another chair, the one by the TV. It's not that we don't care about movement, it's that stillness slowly becomes a habit, especially as we age. But what most people don't realize is that after 8 hours of sleep, the body itself has gone into a kind of hibernation. Muscles tighten, joints stiffen, circulation slows, your spine compresses slightly. And when you suddenly stand up or move too fast, your body isn't ready. That's when the wobble, the dizziness, or the sharp knee pain shows up. Centenarians understand this instinctively. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, there's a man named Clarence who is 98 years old. Every morning before his feet even touch the floor, he performs a small ritual that keeps him strong. He rotates his ankles, bends his knees one at a time, stretches his arms above his head, and twists gently from side to side. The whole thing takes about 3 minutes, but he's done it every morning for decades. When asked why, he said, "It reminds my body I'm still alive, and it listens." There's powerful science behind his routine. Studies from Johns Hopkins and the National Institute on Aging show that gentle morning movement improves balance, increases blood flow to the brain, and reduces the risk of falls by nearly 30%. It's not about burning calories or building muscle. It's about reactivating your body's systems, the muscles, joints, and nerves that protect your independence. You can start the same way tomorrow morning. Before getting out of bed, point and flex your feet 10 times to wake up your legs. Bend each knee toward your chest a few times. Stretch both arms overhead and take a deep breath. Roll your shoulders forward and back, then slowly sit up and take 3 long, steady breaths before standing. That's it. You've just warmed your body for the day. Don't underestimate how much this helps. These small movements send oxygen through your bloodstream. Tell your heart to wake up gently and lubricate your joints. They can ease that familiar stiffness that makes walking to the kitchen feel harder than it used to. Over time, this simple habit can improve posture, circulation, and even confidence because you'll feel steady on your feet again. Remember, you're not exercising. You're simply waking up your body and reminding it that it still belongs to you. Aging doesn't mean giving up motion. It means protecting the motion you still have. So tomorrow morning, before the world gets noisy, give yourself those quiet 5 minutes. Move slowly, breathe deeply, tell your body I'm still in charge, and it will listen just like Clarence's does every single day. Habit 3, get natural light in your eyes. When was the last time you looked out the window before you looked at your phone? For many of us, mornings now begin under artificial light, the glow of a screen, the dim lamp by the bed, maybe the television playing in the background. But what your body truly needs first thing in the morning isn't a headline or a weather report. It's light, real, natural light from the world outside. This morning light is more powerful than most people realize. It doesn't just help you see, it helps your body know what time it is. Scientists call this your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock that tells every cell when to wake up, when to rest, and when to repair. As we get older, this clock becomes easier to confuse. Staying indoors using dim lamps and checking phones before sunrise all send the wrong signals, leaving your body thinking it's still night. That's one big reason why many older adults struggle with fatigue, low mood, or restless sleep, even when they believe they're doing everything right. Researchers at Stanford and Johns Hopkins have shown that getting natural morning light helps reset this clock almost instantly. Just 10 minutes of exposure triggers your brain to release serotonin, the feel-good chemical that lifts your mood, and later in the day, that same signal helps your body produce melatonin, which allows for deeper, more restful sleep at night. In short, sunlight in the morning literally sets up your energy and your rest for the entire day. In Sardinia, Italy, where some of the world's oldest people live, there's a woman named Lorraine who just turned 103. Every morning she opens her kitchen window before she even pours her first glass of water. She stands quietly for about 10 minutes, letting the cool air and soft light touch her face. Rain or shine, she never skips it. When asked why, she said, "It reminds me that the day belongs to me, not to my worries." That small act keeps her grounded, awake, and emotionally calms, something no pill or supplement could replace. You can try this tomorrow. Within 30 minutes of waking up, open a curtain, step out to your porch, or simply stand by a bright window. You don't need to stare at the sun or feel direct heat, even on cloudy days. Natural light outside is 10 times stronger than indoor bulbs. Skip the sunglasses for those few minutes because your eyes need to sense the light directly to send the right message to your brain. If it's cold, wrap up in a robe or sweater and bring your cup of water with you. This tiny morning habit has enormous rewards: better sleep, steadier energy, lower stress, and a lighter heart. Nature gives it to you freely every single day. All you have to do is open the window. Morning light is nature's alarm clock, gentle, free, and perfectly designed for you. Habit 4. Eat breakfast on time. In America, mornings often look the same: a quick cup of coffee, maybe a donut or a piece of toast, and then straight into the day. For many older adults, breakfast becomes something optional, an afterthought squeezed between medications and morning news. But here's the hidden problem. When you skip breakfast or delay it too long, your body doesn't quietly wait. It begins pulling energy from your muscles and raising your blood sugar to keep you going, a cycle that quietly wears down your strength and balance over time. Your body runs on rhythm, and science backs this up. Researchers at Harvard and the Mayo Clinic have found that eating breakfast within 90 minutes of waking helps stabilize insulin levels and maintain steady energy throughout the day. When you start your morning with real food, not sugar or caffeine, your metabolism wakes up properly, your brain gets glucose for focus, and your heart functions more efficiently. Think of it as setting the day's internal clock. When breakfast happens late, your body stays in confusion, unsure if it's still fasting or working. That's why many older adults feel weak, dizzy, or irritable by mid-morning. In the world's longest living communities, the Blue Zone's breakfast is never rushed, skipped, or sugary. In Okinawa, people often start their day with steamed sweet potatoes, miso soup, and a little rice. In Sardinia, it might be whole grain bread with olive oil and a slice of fruit. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, the first meal is simple: beans, corn, tortillas, and coffee brewed slowly on the stove. The key isn't what they eat, it's when they eat. Their first meal happens at nearly the same time every single day, training their bodies to run like a well-tuned clock. Here in the US, breakfast doesn't have to be complicated to be powerful. A bowl of oatmeal with berries and a spoon of peanut butter, a slice of whole grain toast with mashed avocado and a sprinkle of salt, 2 scrambled eggs with spinach, or a small serving of Greek yogurt with walnuts and honey. The goal isn't to eat perfectly, it's to eat consistently. Within that first hour and a half after waking, give your body something nourishing and familiar. If you take medications in the morning, pair them with a small meal instead of waiting until lunch. Even half a banana with some almonds is enough to send the message the day has started and I'm fueling it right. As we age, hunger cues become less reliable, but our need for rhythm grows stronger. Regular eating times support digestion, improve blood sugar control, and even help with better sleep. Your body doesn't want surprises, it wants stability. So tomorrow morning before the rush, take a breath and sit down for something real. It doesn't have to be fancy, just intentional. Because your body loves rhythm. Feed it at the same time, and it will thank you. Habit 5. Practice gratitude and purpose. The longest-running study on human happiness and health, the Harvard Study of Adult Development, has followed people for over 80 years. Its conclusion is both simple and profound. Gratitude and purpose aren't just pleasant emotions. They're essential for longevity. People who start their mornings with gratitude live longer, recover faster from illness, and show lower levels of stress hormones like cortisol. In other words, what you think about when you first wake up quietly shapes how your body heals, ages, and endures. In Okinawa, Japan, there's a woman named Emiko who recently turned 105. Each morning, she sits near her window with a cup of warm tea, watching the sunlight move across her garden. Before she begins her day, she thinks of 3 things: one person she's grateful for, one thing she's looking forward to, and one reason today matters. It takes her less than 5 minutes, but she says it keeps her spirit light and her heart young. If I can find one reason to be thankful, she says, I can face anything. You don't need to live in Okinawa to try this. Sit quietly for a few moments each morning before the news, before the phone. Close your eyes and ask yourself 3 simple questions. First, what is one thing I'm truly grateful for right now? Second, what is one small thing I'm looking forward to today? And third, why does today matter to me? You don't need to write anything down or make it perfect. Just think honestly, even if the answers are small. The sound of birds, a warm blanket, a friend's voice. This gentle reflection activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering blood pressure and inflammation while boosting immune function. More importantly, it softens the mind, reminding you that there's still meaning, still beauty, even in the smallest routines. You don't need a journal or a grand ritual. Just a moment of honesty before the day begins. A moment to remind your heart why it's still beating strong. Habit 5. Practice gratitude and purpose. The longest-running study on human happiness and health. The Harvard Study of Adult Development has followed people for over 80 years. Its conclusion is both simple and profound. Gratitude and purpose aren't just pleasant emotions. They're essential for longevity. People who start their mornings with gratitude live longer, recover faster from illness, and show lower levels of stress hormones like cortisol. In other words, what you think about when you first wake up quietly shapes how your body heals, ages, and endures. In Okinawa, Japan, there's a woman named Emiko who recently turned 105. Each morning, she sits near her window with a cup of warm tea, watching the sunlight move across her garden. Before she begins her day, she thinks of 3 things: one person she's grateful for, one thing she's looking forward to, and one reason today matters. It takes her less than 5 minutes, but she says it keeps her spirit light and her heart young. If I can find one reason to be thankful, she says, I can face anything. You don't need to live in Okinawa to try this. Sit quietly for a few moments each morning, before the noise, before the news, before the phone. Close your eyes and ask yourself 3 simple questions. First, what is one thing I'm truly grateful for right now? Second, what is one small thing I'm looking forward to today? And third, why does today matter to me? You don't need to write anything down or make it perfect. Just think honestly, even if the answers are small: the sound of birds, a warm blanket, a friend's voice. This gentle reflection activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering blood pressure and inflammation while boosting immune function. More importantly, it softens the mind, reminding you that there's still meaning, still beauty, even in the smallest routines. You don't need a journal or a grand ritual. Just a moment of honesty before the day begins, a moment to remind your heart why it's still beating strong. Habit 6. Deep breathing before stress begins. Most people don't realize that the way they breathe can change how their entire body feels. Shallow breathing, the kind that only fills the top of your chest, keeps your body on alert, as if danger is always near. It raises your blood pressure, tightens your muscles, and keeps stress hormones like cortisol flowing long after the moment has passed. Deep breathing, on the other hand, does the opposite. It tells your body that you are safe, that you can relax, that it's okay to let go. This works because of a built-in system called the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural calm switch. When you take slow, deep breaths, you activate that system, lowering heart rate, improving digestion, and even helping your brain think more clearly. The beauty of it is that you can control it anytime, anywhere, and it takes only a few minutes. There's a man named Vernon in California, 99 years old, who practices something called the 4-4-6 breathing method every morning. He sits at the edge of his bed, feet on the floor, hands resting on his knees. He inhales gently through his nose for 4 seconds, holds that breath for 4 seconds, then exhales slowly through his mouth for 6. He repeats it 10 times quietly like a small ritual before the day begins. When asked why, he says, "It keeps my mind quiet even when the world gets loud." You can try this too. Sit comfortably, whether in bed or in a chair. Place one hand on your belly, the other on your chest. Inhale through your nose while counting slowly to 4, feeling your belly rise. Hold that breath for another 4 seconds. Then exhale through your mouth for 6, letting your belly fall. Repeat this 10 times. It will take about 3 minutes and you'll feel the change almost immediately. Your shoulders soften, your pulse slows, your thoughts quiet down. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic have found that consistent deep breathing helps regulate blood pressure, improves memory, and even supports better sleep. It's simple, free, and always available. No equipment, no medication, no side effects. Aging brings enough noise and worry on its own. This one small habit gives you back control over your breath, your heart, and your peace of mind. 3 minutes of breathing can calm your entire day. Habit 7, connect with another person. If there's one thing science agrees on, it's this: connection keeps us alive. The Harvard study of adult development, the longest-running study on human health, found that relationships predict longevity better than income, genetics, or even physical fitness. People who feel connected to others not only live longer, but they stay sharper, recover faster, and feel less pain. Loneliness, on the other hand, is now considered as harmful to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And yet, for millions of older Americans, mornings begin in silence. There's a woman named Stella in New York who's 104 years old. Every morning at 8 sharp, she calls her younger sister, who lives 2 states away. They talk for exactly 5 minutes, just enough to share what they plan to cook or how they slept. They've done this every single day for 30 years. Stella says those 5 minutes give her more strength than any vitamin. "It reminds me," she says, "that someone is still waiting to hear my voice." That simple routine keeps her grounded, joyful, and deeply human. You can do the same in your own way. Before 9 a.m., reach out to one person. Call a friend or family member just to say good morning. Send a short text to a neighbor. If you live with someone, sit across from them at breakfast and really talk, not about the news or the weather, but about something real. Ask how they slept, what they're hoping for today. It doesn't have to be long or deep. It just has to be genuine. When you connect with someone, even for 2 minutes, your body releases oxytocin, the hormone that lowers blood pressure, reduces inflammation, and strengthens the heart. Your breathing slows, your mood lifts, and your body shifts from stress to calm. Social connection isn't just emotional, it's biological medicine. So tomorrow morning, before you open your laptop or turn on the TV, make one simple choice: reach out. It might feel small, but those small conversations keep you anchored to life itself. It takes less than 2 minutes, but it adds years to your life. So there you have it, 7 simple habits practiced by people who live well past 100. None of them require luck, money, or perfect health, only small, consistent choices made every morning. Picture it: soft sunlight through the window, a quiet cup of water, the sound of birds outside, and a body ready to move. Tomorrow, choose just one of these habits and make it yours. Then tell me below, which one will you start with? If this video inspired you, tap like, share it with someone you love, and subscribe for more ways to live strong and well at any age.